here's an example of what I'm doing to benchmark the systems I'm working with to see how I feel about them, and also see how much I enjoy doing the dev. This right here is running in Odin. It's a boids simulation, where I have following approximately a standard boids algorithm, and I'm doing n-squared calculations. Every single dot on the screen is being compared with every other dot, with the idea that it's an n-squared algorithm. You could do better than that. And anything within a certain threshold, there's further calculations made to influence their behavior. And the benchmark here is that I just keep adding boids to the game until frames per second drops below 40. And this is a CPU-heavy benchmark, not a GPU-heavy benchmark, because I'm trying to see how can I use the CPU and my programming language logic in order to write interesting behavior in a game. So here I am now on my Raspberry Pi 4. I'm using VNC to connect, so we have extra lag going on. I'm using VS Codium, which is a little bit sluggish, but I was able to use it to write all these versions on the Raspberry Pi itself. I don't have a language server installed for Python here, but I do for Lua, where we get to see nice helpful stuff, or for Rust, where I'm using macroquad to get things done. And I also have the Odin language server, which I had to build myself to get it running on Raspberry Pi. And for Python, I'm using Pygame Community Edition. For Lua/LuaJIT, I'm using Love2D, or just called Love. For Rust, I'm using macroquad, and for Odin, I'm using raylib. And I had to build raylib myself here also because the binaries didn't ship. As a side comment, I found make was easier to get working than CMake, and it was also better to build for Wayland than for X Windows to get good window behavior. And the logic is the same across all these things. I have wrapped deltas for figuring out how far away the boids are. If I'm within some kind of threshold distance, I do further calculations to do clustering and alignment, but also to keep people spread out from their closest neighbors. Then I have weighted sums together to figure out how to influence the behavior of each bird. I tweaked a lot of the specifics here myself, but it's basically a traditional boids idea. And for each of these systems, I used some kind of vector helper tools. Odin is lovely and has built-in vector operations on just its standard arrays. For Rust, I used the macroquad vec2. For Lua, I built my own abstraction, which was a little bit slower than just having two separate values. And for Pygame, I used their built-in abstraction, including this cool .element-wise stuff. And I suspect that for both Python and Lua, lacking value types and having everything be reference heap allocated, that things would be faster if I did have separate values than having vector objects. But I wanted them to feel good to work with, so I used vector objects. And to point out build speeds, let's try building in Odin. I say native because my main program for my native desktop is underneath the native directory. And I'm typically getting build times of under 3 seconds for non-optimized builds on a Raspberry Pi for either Odin or for Rust macroquad. Much larger game frameworks for Rust would be much more painful. And Python and Love/LuaJIT launch times are typically under 1 second. I'd rather have under 1 second, but I can live with 3 seconds or so. As far as enjoyment building the programs, I probably enjoyed the Odin and the Lua the most, with the downside for Odin that I had to separate out a top level for web for building with Emscripten versus the native desktop version. That was annoying even though most of the logic stays the same. Whereas for Rust, macroquad just lets you say, build the WASM, and it just works. No hoop jumping required. Let's get off the Raspberry Pi because it's easier to record on Windows. And another thing I mentioned as not being super fun on Lua was that I built my own vector helper tools. I could have used the popular helper library Hump Vector, either for the object form or for the lightweight version of multiple separate X and Y values going in and out of functions. I found that maybe I could go 2 times faster or so maybe on Love2D on Raspberry Pi if I had done it this way. And then to point out for building Odin and raylib on the web, I used ideas and code from this repository here. And while I could have used command line tools, I just went lazy and used this Love Web Builder for, first you create a .love file, which is just zip of the scripts and files for your game. And you drop it here and it will download an HTML file and or JavaScript files for you to run in the web. And what I found was that because LuaJIT doesn't actually JIT your code on the web, it runs rather slowly. In fact, this is one of the most slow versions of the things that I was running for my boids benchmark. And that's going to matter. We'll discuss it more in a minute. On the other hand, I could get many more boids running on screen on web builds for either MacroQuad Rust or Raylib Odin. And it's looking a little bit sloppier than it should because I've left these running in the background. But the point being here is that I'm actually getting, native JITted kind of code because these are being compiled to WebAssembly. So here's my data chart so I can explain what I care about here. Raspberry Pi typically is slower than Intel, surprise, surprise, but not in every case. And interpreted Python or interpreted Lua typically is slower than native compiled things. Also not a big surprise. But one of my goals here is that I can use Raspberry Pi 4/400 as a hardware platform to enjoy development where I've uninstalled browsers. That's a superpower for focus. And just make sure I can dev well there and run well there, and it's going to run well elsewhere is my idea. That's not really the case for Love if you care about web builds. Because on Raspberry Pi, if I have JIT on, I run approximately in the ballpark of the speed of Rust debug builds. When I take that same code and I run it in a browser, I'm suddenly barely faster than Python was on Raspberry Pi. And this is on Intel. In fact, running with JIT off on Raspberry Pi as just a desktop app was faster than running in a web browser on the Intel system. So Love and LuaJIT are fantastic for having a fair amount of compute available as long as you don't care about running on web. If you do, presume you have only so many cycles to work with. Beyond that, this is my dev environment, and I want to make sure I can deploy to other systems and not worry about them falling behind speed on where I was deving, including for web deployments. And for web deployment, I only care about optimized builds because this is not my dev environment. And as long as you're going to build something for deployment, you might as well build it in an efficient way so that you don't waste people's CPU. And my Intel 150U is not the fastest CPU on the planet. But as far as I'm concerned, if I'm using these efficient systems for my CPU logic, I can get by just fine. And in fact, this gives me a lot of wiggle room to work with also for doing relatively interesting game logic. And again, I love those sub-second launch times for LuaJIT Love on Raspberry Pi, but 3 seconds also was livable for me. And I found I was enjoying Odin more, and I found that if I do want to deploy to web, Odin gives me that option without killing my CPU cycles. And if I were deving on a faster machine, although ideally, again, one without web browsers, I actually get, about 3 second build times for speed optimized Odin here on a slightly faster CPU. And again, I love deving on a wimpy machine because that helps me know that I'm targeting something that will work for other people. And again, I just love the idea that I can make a Raspberry Pi 4 that really is still cheap. I get 4 gigabytes and I'm still under $100 or about $100 these days. And I can be happy about a platform I'm working on. And I can do relatively efficient dev and get my code out to other people. And things work pretty well for me. And maybe your mileage might vary, but I hope this has been fun and an interesting exploration of languages and runtimes and systems. And if you like the video, be sure to subscribe. Bye, y'all.